This is how to assemble the Autonomous.ai A255 Kinn black mesh office chair. So I got all my parts here, and the first step is to flip the base upside down and insert 5 casters, which I think they mean wheels, into their corresponding holes. No, they mean casters. Okay. Flip the base right side up and insert, the gas pump as well. So here are the wheels. I assume this part is the caster. So I'm set to flip this and insert these. Doesn't look like there's a screw or anything. There's like this little locky thing. So I think you just push them in. How is this going to work? Get in there. Get. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay, so words of wisdom: to push them down into the hole. Do not push on the wheel as that turns. You should push on the center of the wheel to forcibly get them down. It seems like once you do that, then they won't come out. Okay, let me try this one over here. Okay, got that one. Just gonna use my weight to push in on it. It's a lot easier than using my arms because I'm weak. There we go. Seems like if you actually line it up correctly, it's really not that hard. So the next step is to flip the base right side up and insert the gas pump into the hole. Okay, so flip this right side up, insert this into the hole. I want to assume they mean the big end into the hole since that looks like it fits. Just like that. Nothing really keeping it in there. Yeah, that's it. That's impressive that it doesn't come out. So I guess be careful when you're lifting this chair. So it looks like I'm going to need a table to do this. It says, step 2, place the seat upside down on the edge of a stable surface. Align the back in place with the seat. Then insert all 8 screws provided as shown in image. Okay, a little complicated diagram going on here, but lots of little screws going in their little holes. Use the wrench provided to tighten Allen screws and screwdriver for the tapping screws. Okie dokie. And then once you're done, it should look like a chair. So here's the box of screws and stuff that they gave me. Passed. Good job, screws. You passed. Here's what the screws look like. So I'm going to use a chair to build my chair. The base of this chair is quite heavy. I'd say it's like 20 pounds, if not 25. Get in there. Yeah. Got a big chair. Get in there full. Okay, this is kind of difficult. Makes it seem like it should just line up, but it's really having to hit it in there. I feel like I need a mallet. A mallet would be nice. I don't have one of those. Just gotta use my mitts. This hurts. Hammer time. So I'm just gonna use a piece of the styrofoam that came with it so I can hit it with the hammer since I don't have a mallet. I don't think that's even working. Okay, squeezing it is kind of working if you've got good grip strength. So at this point, I do think it would help to have a second person. I'm doing this all by myself. All by myself? Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do is take one of those screws. So I'm going to try to give you a better view what's going on here. Is the back of the chair needs to line up with the screw holes in the base of the chair. And I'm having a really hard time squeezing it together. It seems like this gap here should not exist. But it does. So my strategy, I think, will be putting the screw here, squeezing it together, and then trying to get it in the hole. Is that going to work? I'm not even close. I'm going to pick a little jam here. like a vise would help. Do I have a vise? The picture says it should go down and forward. You're supposed to slide. Slide. Now what? I can kind of get the back ones. So I think if I can get the back ones, then maybe I can get the front ones. Let me see if these other small holes line up. Okay, so the screw is not lined up. I was just screwing into the plastic. So that's not good. Yeah, I give up. So from what I can tell, there is a rubber mat. Yeah, some sort of, it's kind of like a cushion. I think it's keeping this backing down. It's got some screws in it, and I can tell that somewhere along here it's actually cutting into it. I noticed some scuff marks on the chair, as well as some scuff marks on here from when I was trying to push it together. So I think this thing is just like a hair too thick somewhere. So what I'm going to try to do is, there's some screws here. I'm going to try to screw them down a little further, or maybe sand it down. Maybe I'll just sand it and see if that'll help me get the few millimeters I need so I can actually screw this in. I found at least part of the problem. So here's the chair, the back of the chair. And inside this little hole, there's a little flap of plastic or something back here. So I think that's catching and preventing me from sliding it all the way on, or is maybe just damage from it not fitting well. But I'm going to bank that it's that, so I'm going to sand and cut or sand that off, and maybe I'll actually have some success. So after much pain and despair, I was finally able to wedge one of the main screws into its hole, and from there I was able to wedge the rest of them in. I definitely don't think an average person should have to do this. I would advise getting help from someone else. But I do think the root cause was just there was a tolerance issue, and I think under normal circumstances you would just return this and get a different one, but I ain't got time for that, so I'm just going to brute force my way through it. But I managed to get all the screws in. It wasn't easy, but I did it. So now we're on to the last step, which apparently is just to plop the chair down onto the base that we made earlier. So here we go. Just plop it down. I got it. It was a little heavy, so kind of difficult to do, but looks like I got it. Okay, I was kind of worried about the bottom falling off. Looks like it's together, so have fun with this thing.